What's up, historians? What's going on? Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Historically Haunted VODCAST, season number 6, episode 36. I am your host, Adam El Historianto Ghost Hunter. And the historian goes tonight at your service for another great week coming up. We got oh shit. Tell ya. So we got episode 7 coming. I had a long day. It's my third day at my new job. I'm not going to get into it where I am. It's I mean, maybe I will eventually, but I'm wearing the sweatshirt, you know. But it's been pretty. Oh shit, he's on there right now. Awesome. So we're gonna bring on my guest. I see you, DUANE, my man. I've had DUANE COFFILL on before. He is a cosplayer. I say that, but he's not really a cosplayer, but he is. I met him dressed as the nun at the first ever Warren's Con. He's also dressed as Pennywise. He's been on my show. It's got one of my highest viewed shows ever. He came on as Pennywise, but he's also an author. He's a main author. He's a big Stephen King fan, but he's more than that. He's his own self. I don't have any of his books yet. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get some. I need to fucking read author DUANE COFFILL from Maine. Before I do that, I want to bring on DUANE. I need you to do this for me at some point too. This is an intro that I got. I asked my guests that have come on to give me intros. I had Marlon Taylor on. Marlon Taylor played in the original It with Tim Curry. He was the Losers Club. He was the young Mike Hanlon back then. So I met him in Bangor like about 8-9 months ago. He came down for a signing. He signed my shit, smoked a joint with me, and he gave me an intro since he was on my show. Flew in from Seattle. Real quick, Marlon Taylor, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, it's Marlon Taylor here. If you guys don't know, it's young Mike Hanlon from the 1990 version of Stephen King's It. You guys are sitting at home, you don't know what to do, you ain't got nothing to do. You know what I recommend? Go check out Historically Haunted, the VODCAST. Adam B. Have a good evening.
Fucking A, and I ain't paying a dime for that. You guys are like, how much you pay him to say that? I don't fucking pay these people shit. Stephen King or not, I ain't paying no one. Well, Stephen King I'd pay to do it, but anybody else, fuck that. So without further ado, Maine's second best fucking horror author, Stephen King's understudy, the fucking man, the legend, a great guy. Him and Shelley, his wife, seen him at the conventions, got a couple pictures with him and shit like that. Good dude. Loves his horror movies, loves his wrestling, loves his book, loves his horror. Author DUANE COFFILL from Maine. What's up, brother, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? Thank you for having me.
What's up, man? I want to get you on again in the future. This is kind of short notice. I had some fallings out, and I reached out to 5 or 6 people. No one hit me up. And I saw you had a new book release. Heather goes, DUANE's book came out. I said, fuck, maybe he'll jump on. So I want to give you the respect you deserve. I will promote you this week. But in the future, I want you on a flyer. I'm going to build you up. But for now, man, thank you for saving my ass again. Thank you for coming on again. And congratulations on the new book, brother. I need to get some books. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm actually just here at Lee Nissan ship charging my car. I have an electric car, and I figured it'd be a good time to do it. Why not? So yeah, we did a Pine State Expo this past weekend, and my other newest book that came out back in September, Jingles, actually sold out. I had some pre-orders for Double Dare, which is my psychological thriller. And I've already got pre-orders for that book already. It's out. So it's going to be incredible. But Pine State Expo was fabulous, more than just I can imagine, because probably a lot of people don't know I was involved in a nasty car accident on August 16th of 2025. Fractured my left heel due to a driver who crossed in my lane. And they hit me head on. And later on, I suffered from post-concussion syndrome, which has been much, much better. Therapy all around. Now I got to go for oral surgery on Wednesday. I have a slight loose molar in the back caused by the Crohn's disease, which has caused a lot of dental problems. So yeah, I'm going to have to do that awake for the first time. Normally I'd be put to sleep. So I'm a little nervous about that one, but I'm like, you know what, DUANE, you've been through so much. I'm not a big fan of instruments going on my mouth, but it is what it is. I'm like, all right, I'll add this experience to my book or story, So Aspen,
I see an evil dentist story or something coming.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. What you see now is dentures. And Aspen did.
When I saw you in September, not trying to be like that, but you went to the Paracon, and I was like, DUANE looks fucking hurt, dude. I got a picture of you with a coffin by Danny's coffin by the hearse, and I'm like, fucking. It made your day. You seeing Shelley, me and Heather, like, oh fuck, we love you guys. But dude, I was like, DUANE looks fucking worse for the wear, brother. You look a lot better.
Walker, it was just a little more than it was not even a month since the surgery. So that was a lot of work by itself.
Wow.
And, you know, when you have a titanium plate, an L-shaped titanium plate, and 8 titanium bolts in your heel, it's, it was some bruise and it was painful, but it's much better now. But, you know, the rehab has been working on it.
Good.
You know, and then with the post-concussion syndrome, which I've had since January, it'll be almost 4 months. Of course, when the brain heals, you don't have control. You know, it's just a matter of time, and it's gotten much better. And so I'm grateful. I do what I can do. The only thing it doesn't help with my situation is my blood pressure medications just adds on to the effect. But then, but I do take an anxiety pill. So, Wednesday morning, I'm going to have to take them for the surgery.
Many blessings on that, brother. Not fun.
Yes, it's slightly like it moves a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm like, okay, I can't be put under because of the PCS. I can't take hydrocodone. And you know, Aspen didn't know this until like, oh, we can do all your teeth. Remove them. Like, you do realize I can't take any pain meds except for ibuprofen and acetaminophen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So they're like, oh, we didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, I can't take like hydrocodone.
We didn't know that. They don't have a record of that?
They didn't realize I had PCS until I told them yesterday. So they're like, well, they want to do all my molars. Some of them are already gone, but there's like 3 left. I'm like, no, let's just stick to the one that's not working out very well. Let's do it one step at a time. I'm not a big fan of having a needle going in my gums.
While you're awake, especially. Oh boy.
You know, I mean, I've taken out a tooth before myself, and years ago when I was in my 30s, and I had to, it was half off, and it bled for a little bit. Blood doesn't faze me, but I took care of it. And when I go see the dentist, like, you handled it. Yeah, it was just dangling. I'm like, well, you know, I was like, here's a Coors Light. Let's call it good. And I did it. And it was weird. The dentist's like, you did a good job. Well, warm salt water, you know, keep it clean as possible.
Wow.
I ate it with Coors Light, which is, you know, alcohol is this antiseptic. And,
well, yeah, of course.
And they were impressed. So when I had my other surgery done, due to the Crohn's disease, they were like, you did this one? I said, I did this one over here. And they were like, so now I have another molar that's like half getting there. And I'm like, you know, if I was even buzzed or drunk enough, I would say, screw it. But I'm not there. I can't drink because of the PCS. I'm not like a drinker anyways, but just I would have a Coors Light for special occasions. And when I sold out at Jingo's this past weekend, I couldn't even have nothing. So I had 2 IBC root beers.
Aww.
And then Shelly, you know, I had a nice strawberry cherry lemonade at the event, the bar place there. It was non-alcoholic. Shelly had something alcoholic and she got sick. So I felt bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, she was throwing up all night. I felt really bad. I was like, yeah, it was just pretty strong. So usually she likes some Long Island iced teas. But they didn't have them there. So it was all a celebration.
Good,
it was a great event. You know, I never thought I'd be doing a Comic-Con within a year of my accident, but you know, I could give credit to Vacational Entertainment, Will, Jay, Mickey, all those crew. I had a credit. I was supposed to do one in November up in Bangor, and I couldn't do it. They took that credit to this event, and they did that for me. So just because of my, you know, health situation, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So.
Good. Things work out, man. You saw you booked the Kane Hodder? I heard he was there.
He was there. He actually, it was really cool because we gave each other a hard time. We've known each other for the last few years now. And David R. Thornton with his lovely fiance stopped by my table too, but I was in the bathroom.
Art the Clown, guys. Art the Clown from Terrifier. Yeah. Yes.
So, and then I went over, said hi to both of them. Kane Hodder goes, where's your table at? I said, right over here. The first thing I looked at was looking at the candy. I said, well, the candy is right here. And he was going through, some of it melted, but he wanted chocolate. And his fiance, I don't know if it was his wife or his agent's like, no, you're not having chocolate. So he found a couple pieces of candy, he ate it. He loved the table. But yeah, I told him my situation. Because last time we spoke, I told him about my whole story and about the whole Crohn's disease and all that. And He told me no more dying or I'm going to come after you with my hockey mask. And I was like, fuck, I would love that, you know?
Oh, so you
And then when I
promised?
told him, and then he saw me limping a little bit. He goes, what the fuck? He goes, what the F happened to you? And I told him, he was like, man, you're, and he goes, how old are you? I said, I'm 52. And he goes, kid, you've been through a lot of shit.
You're
And
52?
I'm 52.
Wow. I would have thought early mid 40s. I mean, I was thought
I
maybe 40s.
appreciate that.
I mean, and I'm not just saying it because you look young on film, but I met you in person. You and your wife are very sprung and just chill people into wrestling and the music and the good times. Not that that makes you old, but I mean, no shit. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm 52 years old and
Years
been
young.
through hell and back. So,
What's up?
yeah,
Viper Paranormal checking in from Virginia. Jeremy Carter. Sorry, guys. Thomas Patrick. I'm talking to my good friend here, author DUANE COFFILL. Guys, check him out. A fellow Maynard Thomas. This guy, bring this guy to the Salem Con next year. He's doing events now. He'll have a great table. He's also cosplay, does his stuff. I met him the first time at the Warrens Con dressed as the fucking nun, scared the shit out of me. We're friends with him. Like, you're from Maine? And then, of course, Pennywise. So Thomas runs the Salem Paracon and Connecticut Paracon if you want to leave state.
okay.
You're willing, if they want to cover maybe a hotel or cut some bucks for gas. If you wanted to do that next year, this year, it sounds like you're up for it. You're definitely better, I say.
I'm better as in terms of cosplay. My neurologist said no to the Pennywise costume because the mask is pure silicone. Yeah, so there's a lot of expectation, but I did the grabber. The grabber was a much lighter mask. It was easy. The straps and all that was simple.
I saw the black horn mask. Go, oh shit!
I was like, what face? So I had some people taking pictures. But yeah, it was Pennywise was a big expectation. Art the Clown, half silicone mask. I tried doing that. So anything with silicone. But it is what it is. I was just happy to be back and, selling books. Never a lot of people knew what was going on, came up, gave me hugs. I think I hugged over 200 people of all the support I received. It was incredible.
And that's real.
I was emotional. I mean, when I moved the table and Shelley and I set the table up, I was emotional. I was almost in tears because I never thought I would be able to do this really again. I mean, with the impact of the car, all I know is just before the impact, they had on collision. There was this white flash in front of me. White flash. And this was in the police report. Don't know what happened. The impact wasn't as bad, but the glass shattered. And, it was incredible for me because I couldn't get out of my car. I was locked. I was trapped.
Wow.
And the airbags were, smoking, and then the engine itself was smoking. So I had two people who tried to get me out. They couldn't get out. The window was halfway down on my driver's side. So I told the woman, I said, I can't get out. I'm going to smash the windshield with my feet. I tried to move, but then I couldn't move. My body was, I don't know what, my body was just not moving. I'm like, okay. I did a silent prayer to myself. I'm like, all right, if this is it, this is it. I know where I'm going. So it is. I've been dead 3 other times due to the Crohn's and complications. So
you've had a run the last 4 or 5 years that I've known you.
So, but it's, I'm like, okay. And then this gentleman opened the passenger side door, pulled me through. The entire dash was in the car. I mean, I was driving a Versa Note, a 2016 Versa Note. And I didn't realize I was bleeding from my wrist and my nose.
Holy shit.
So blood was coming out, was spurting out, and I didn't realize it until it was all over the dash. And the guy pulled me through and he carried me to the guardrail. I felt bad. His shirt was covered in red. And I'm like, okay, well, I knew. I'm like, all right. And they're like, you realize you're bleeding. I just looked down and all of a sudden blood was coming out of my wrist. They both hit the main nerve, whatever it's called, but still blood was coming out. And yeah, it was a type of accident, kills people. But when I went to Mid-Coast Hospital in Brunswick, it was incredible. They said, you're probably concussed. I knew I was. They kept asking me questions. And for a brief moment, I couldn't remember my kids' names. But then I was like, fuck that. I'm like, no.
Were you, real quick, sorry to cut you off, but you were with Shelley, right? You were solo?
I was solo.
Did you remember Shelley's number? Could you call her for help, or did you not? Okay.
A gentleman who, when I got to the guardrail, a nice woman and gentleman were there with me while the other guy was trying to take care of other things. He was heroes to me, my angels.
Yeah, brother.
And people were driving by, taking pictures and doing a video of the accident. And this woman, she was yelling at them. And I was like, and this guy was like, because I asked him to get my cell phone to call Shelly. He did. And I was like, in my red car, I had my magnets decals on the side advertising her writer DUANE COFFILL. I was like, fuck it. I said, take pictures, videos of that. And they work. I was like, well, maybe it will help my business. And sure enough, so after I was able to check my website traffic, my traffic went from 100% to 1,000% traffic. And I sold some books in the process. They made, it was a bunch of orders. I'm like, geez. I'm like, okay, I get hurt badly and I sell more books.
That's just, yeah.
I was like, all right.
Timing, but I mean,
I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be in my family, and I'm very, very grateful to be here with you. But yeah, it was it's the kids were worried. They reached out to me especially my oldest one, Maddie, reached out, and she was emotional. And I said, honey, I'm right here. I said, I'm bruised. My heel's broken. But it was just amazing.
Oh, that's fucking wild.
So, but now, so now I'm here I just got done driving to North Windham and went to Auburn, and my electric car that I've had since last December. And it's a 2020 Ioniq. We got this car when my Versa Note last year was in the shop, and it's a good car, but charging, it does regenerative braking. I was sure. I mean, there's times I tested this car, but Auburn traffic, their roads fucking suck.
It's still, you can swear, you can totally swear.
I remember we did this last time, so. But yeah,
that's funny. That's my old stallman. I lived in Wyndham for a while with my sister. After my mom passed away living in Casco, I grew up in Lisbon, so I Lewis and Auburn, and of course Brunswick. I know so your area is all my growing up area. So let me okay. Well, before we get some fun questions now, we still got plenty of time. I want people. Well, we got a fair amount of people watching. Usually, the beginnings when people watching, at least tune in to rewatch. Where can people find and order your sold out books, your future books, or just keep up with DUANE COFFILL, brother? Share your website. Anything you got? TikTok, Twitter. What do you got before me?
Writer DUANE.com is a good website. I update a lot of the site myself. I love doing that stuff. Amazon, just type Amazon, you type in DUANE COFFILL in Amazon. A lot of the stuff will come up. The main picture of me with glasses, and you'll see, once you see that, click on my name and all my books will come up, including my newest one, which is Double Dare. The print version is going for about $20. It's a 406-page novel. So, and then all my other books are there too. But yeah, Twitter.
As far as
no, go ahead. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just type in DUANE COFFILL. You'll see it. You'll see me.
And also, like you said, on your pages too. And of course, I'm going to promote you this whole week since you're being my guest. Is what I do. I owe you a couple of days. But in the future, if people want to find out conventions you're going to go to, maybe the Bangor's Authors Fair, if you're going to go out of state, maybe to a convention, they'll find out on your Facebook more than anything, I think, right?
Yep.
If you do conventions or anything.
I have two Facebook pages. I have one, it's Author DUANE COFFILL. Then I have Horror Writer DUANE COFFILL.
Horror Writer, yep. And you're part of the main writers union, aren't you? Or you used to be? Or
used to be.
Like that, right?
The Horror the main was a group I created back in 2011. We did our own Instagram, and not Instagram. We did our own anthology. It was fun. Then other bullshit happened.
I remember that. I was Betsy last time. What's up, Betsy? That's right. I remember that on you, but that's right. It's not something you will. We don't have to get into it if you don't want to.
No. Then I almost had a stroke from a blood clot. So I decided to resign from the group, and I retired and focus on my family. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
That's one thing. You've always been about your wife and kids. I mean, you look at Facebook, you guys are always watching horror movies, or my thing, like your thing, WrestleMania, right? Tiffy time. Even though she didn't go, I was kind of fucking bummed about that. But some good matches, man. You know what I mean? What's her face? Rhea got her title. You like Rhea? Who's your favorite? Okay, here's a fun one. Who's your favorite female wrestler?
Natalia and Bianca Belair.
I miss Bianca. I know she's preggo now, but Natalia, that's royalty. I met her in Bangor one time for a quick second. Favorite male wrestler active in WWE?
What's up?
Favorite male active in WWE wrestler? I'm
LA
dying.
Knight. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, otherwise it's The Undertaker.
Well, yeah, but he's not.
But he's not active. He's retired.
Taker's my favorite of all.
LA Knight, in my opinion. But I tell you, Oba Femi has got that it factor about him. I mean, Brock Lesnar retired.
Goldberg beat Brock quick and sold it, but not many people can beat Brock and really sell it. And he's a big fucking boy, this Oba Femi motherfucker, ain't he? The crowd loves him.
I mean, according to Brock Lesnar on the podcast he just said recently, he retired because of diverticulitis, and which is kind of like my mom had that, which is kind of in the territory with Crohn's disease, diverticulitis. You know, Kenny Omega has diverticulitis.
It's kind of like a base, syndrome. Yeah, wow, I didn't know he has that.
Yeah, so he's 48 years old, and he was told by the age of 50, if he keeps doing what he's doing, it's going to kill him.
Oh boy.
So he was like, that was his choice. He has nothing he's done everything possible, by putting over Oba Femi, who, in my opinion, this is a prediction. Him and Roman Reigns, SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. You got to do it. Him and Roman at SummerSlam.
And fucking Femi comes out of the crowd going, oh my God.
I mean, I love that. Yeah, that's my Oba Femi and Roman Reigns SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. That match will draw so much with Cody, which is Shelley's favorite. And my thinking is he'll lose the title due to Money in the Bank winner.
Money in the Bank's coming.
Who?
That's right.
I mean, who I love. I mean, I think LA Knight, he draws. I know some people don't like him, but
he's jacked. He's a good wrestler. He's cut.
It's like, who else is going to be, Seth Rollins again? I mean, we've seen that done. CM Punk, he's had his, LA Knight is a guy that's due. With the whole Usos, they got them back with Roman Reigns. So they're kind of restarting that. It's not bad, but I'm like, okay, they were playing an old storyline again.
Yeah. I get a feeling Jey Uso is going to take some time off with Naomi having their kid. Oh, I lost you for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, that's my prediction.
I love this guy. Fucking Dwayne. I mean, he's like me. He's all over the place. He's horror movies. He's wrestling. He's horror books. He's just, you're a good fucking dude. We got to hang out more. We got to go to a live wrestling event once sometime in our life. So Dwayne, besides Stephen King, who inspires you to be a writer? Do you have family that
Clive Barker.
Huh?
Clive Barker.
Clive fucking Barker. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clive Barker. To me, when I, growing up watching Stephen King movies and then reading the books, Clive Barker was someone who was the opposite of Stephen King.
Ooh.
He was a dark. When I saw Hellraiser, I'm like, holy shit! Pinhead was terrifying, and I loved it. But
wow,
it's one of those things where you see, I watch movies first and I start reading more and more books. But Clive Barker comes to mind. I know some people think Dean Koontz. Dean Koontz was good.
Anne Rice was great.
Anne Rice, Interview with a Vampire. I mean, I read that book, and then,
Barker though. Oh man.
Of course, Rick Hotula. He's actually from Massachusetts, but he went to college with Stephen King. They were roommates.
Oh, I don't know if I've heard it. Rick. I'll have to. After the show, send me a link. I don't know who the fuck that is. Maybe it'll ring a bell, but I can't think of that.
He passed away years ago, but he was actually when I was doing Horror as the main page. He approved of it. He loved it. He actually gave me advice on Facebook Messenger. I told him about his book. White Ghostlight, and I loved the book. And he was so encouraging my writing. He goes, read what you write what you read. And his widow actually was part of the dedication of the Horizon Main's first anthology, Northern Frights. She did an introduction for that book.
Wow.
So he wrote a lot. I connected with him, but for me, Clive Barker. I mean, when I read the Hellbound Heart, which became Hellraiser, I freaking loved it. It was a great book. Now, I mean, I was like Shelley. But future cosplay, and I'll be here in September, so I'm excited.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to see, would you ever down the road, obviously, and nothing's obviously, but I mean, obviously, a lot of books, a lot of novels get turned into film. Would you be willing down the road ever, if someone's interested in turning one of your books, whether in the future or the ones you have now, would you ever be willing to work with someone on a movie of one of your books if you're willing to work with them?
That's one of my biggest dreams is to, make my books into a movie. And well, there's a good friend of mine, Josiah Pitchforth, who's a writer, screenwriter, filmmaker. He sent me a screenwriter book for one of my, I believe it was for either my birthday or Christmas. He gave me the book. He was like, okay, if you want to write about something, here you go. So was it screenplays I'm not an expert on? I started working on one when I was in high school, and
Ooh, really?
So, but it wasn't like the best, but I kept working on it, but was not my best work whatsoever.
No, you can always go back and retrace it, but that's a cool step. Start it young. It's a passion. Never say never.
Yep.
I love that. Okay, real quick, we're gonna go back into some of your shit, but I'm dying to ask you. I probably asked you before, but I don't think I did. Give me your top at least 2 Stephen King books and or movies. I don't think I've ever asked you this question.
Top books would be Salem's Lot by him. That's my favorite novel of his.
That was his second, right, or third?
What's up?
I think it was the second or third. Carrie, then wasn't it Salem's Lot, and then Cujo or
The
something?
Shining. Yep, The Shining. I think that, and what was what was my second one?
2 favorite books and 2 favorite movies.
So I think Salem's Lot. I would have to go back to the David Soul miniseries back in the late 1970s for that. When I watched that when I was a kid, it scared the shit out of me watching it. And then the second one was Stephen King. I like Dr. Sleep.
Oh, man. And he's doing coke and shit with the hookers.
So, I mean, Rose the Hat was incredible.
What was it? Oh, Rose Matter, yeah.
Dr. Sleep. Rose Matter, but I think, Misery, I think has to be my second favorite book of his.
Was it Rose Matter? Was that the one with the big red fucking, the garden with the big red mansion? Or that was, what the fuck was that? That wasn't Rose Matter. What the fuck was that? It was a TV miniseries and it had a big mansion, I think, right? And there's someone out back in the well. Or was that Joe Hill?
I don't know, but who knows?
No, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so tell me this. So what does Dwayne Coffill do if he wants to get inspired to read? Do you do what other people do? Do you keep notes throughout your time and go, oh, I'll keep this, and you do little tags and try to put together, or you just sit down and go, fuck it, here we go?
I journal a lot. I journal a lot of my stuff. I mean, when my day starts out, I journal my day. But then when it comes to my writing, I do my pre-journals and I do my story beginning.
You do? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I went from having 53.
Oh, I heard your phone.
Yeah, I sent the message to Shelley, but I also sent but going back to the situation, I do have 53. I did have 53 books in progress, either early summary or so. And then I have 60 now. So I have added on to that. And Clarence Carter, I'm going to throw his name out there. Clarence Carter and Sean Nigro, 2 amazing guys. I don't know if you know them or not. Clarence Carter, if I were to die, Clarence would take over my work just because his passion for writing is incredible. He doesn't complain about politics. He doesn't complain about anything else. He is so focused on writing, and I trust him enough. And him and I have had discussions. I told him at the event, I have 60 things of work. And he goes, oh, shit. How am I going to do all that? So he goes, so I don't trust a lot of people in my work, but with him, I do. And then Sean Nigro. Yeah. So And Sean is a guy who does his digital work, and he's incredible stuff too. So he actually made me a 3D model when I was in the hospital of a Pennywise. He made a 3D model, Pennywise. It was like some kind of piece or so, and he put it together, and it was amazing stuff. So I was very grateful for that.
Tell you, man, I here I am. I've had you on my show twice. I see you in person, give you hugs and everything, and I don't even own any of your fucking books. I need a personally autographed book. So next time I see you, I need to get a book. You're probably going to the main convention this year, you think?
In September?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I might go.
You should go,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it,
If not, at least, I mean, even if you go, it's just a spectator. But as far as a booth, I think you do great at Salem. If you can talk, I talked to my buddy Thomas Patrick. He does the Salem thing in Connecticut. I think you fit right in at which town. Do you have time to talk a little bit more? Or are you going to get going? I know you're in a parking lot. I can do
another 10 minutes, and then I'll head out.
I promise you this weekend, I'm going to get you back on July or August. I want to have a whole thing, the whole week doing COFFILL. I'm going to get your book first so I can read the fucking thing and we can talk about it. How's that sound? I want your first book autograph.
Sounds good.
And I want to buy it off you, but I want to do it in person. So I'll hit you up this weekend, maybe in a couple of weeks. I just started my new job, so I'm kind of broke. But in a couple of weeks, when I get down to see Heather, maybe I can stop in Brunswick. We can have a beer or something. You live by Stephen King Drive. You must live by there, huh? In Augusta at all? You ever been there?
No, I live in Thompson.
I thought you lived in Brunswick.
Close. That's next. Yeah, that's it's on the name. It's on the neighborhood.
Well, we'll go to the big mill there by the bridge. There was a
Sea Dog restaurant. Yep.
I used to go there, get onion rings and fucking beer. We'll go there or something with Heather and the girls, or just you and I. We'll figure something out. But I want a book. I'll pay you cash. We'll do it. I want an autograph to Adam so I can put it on my wall. Let's do some more fun ones before I let you go, real quick. I want to do another fun one because I've been getting into fun ones lately. What's your favorite horror? Because you post a lot like me. You'll watch a horror movie and you'll put it on Instagram. You put it on, and I try to like it every time. What's one of your favorite go-to series, man? Is it Halloween, Friday the 13th? Is it deeper than that? Is it Pinhead, Hellraiser?
Lately, it's been Friday the 13th. Right. Lately, it's been Friday the 13th movies. Has been my go-to.
Legend.
And then, if I'm really not in the mood for horror, I go to Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit series.
I like old school fantasy type shit. Yeah.
And if it really comes down to I want to do science fiction, I do Star Trek. But
you turn on Tubi at all? Tubi's got great movies and shit for free. You watch. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Tubi, Roku TV, all those things go really well. So
it's so good. There's just like I think with music or novelists, there's so many independent people out there that are willing to just make it. There's a lot of good work out there, a lot of good art. Real quick, another fun one. Give me some music. Give me what is DUANE doing? He's cranking when his book sells the fuck out, and he's got a waiting list for his new one, and he's rocking out, going home to go bang his wife. What do you crank? Some Slipknot, some Rob Zombie, some Pantera. Sorry, Shelly, but you know what I mean. What do you get into, brother? What do you like? Hit it.
Pantera. A lot of Pantera.
You must like Pantera.
I'm glad you said it, bang my wife. I'm glad you said it, not me. So
I'm gonna get hit for that one from my girlfriend too. Trust me. I know. But everything goes to the show. You know me. I love you guys, and you guys are the real people, and that's why I wanted to promote your book that just got released yesterday, guys. Before you answer this question, author DUANE COFFILL, right in Maine. Adam recommends him, bro. It's Stephen King's fucking nephew. We know what's up. Anyway, all right. So what's your tunes? You said Pantera 10 times, but I kept cutting you off.
Pantera. I also like Typo Negative, Summer Breeze.
Someone finally fucking said Peter Steele. Typo. God bless you.
Yep. And I love the two bands. And one of my good friends I've known for a long time, Jason Libby, he's actually was a musician. He's a drummer. And I known him since high school. And the fucking guy knows his music. He's been to all these concerts. I would say Priest up there too. AC/DC.
The 80s shit. 80s middle school.
Yeah. It varies, when I'm writing, if I can have music playing, then I'll have music playing. I'll do Spotify a lot. But I would say probably some of those bands. Striper especially. Striper's Too Hell with the Devil. That fucking song.
I've seen the first two. I seen Pantera 3 times in Lewiston, and I seen Typo Negative, Slipknot, and Cold Chamber open up for him in Lewiston. If Peter Steele comes on stage, he goes, "What you looking at? 7'5" Italian German from Brooklyn. What you staring at, asshole? Black number one. Fucking. Oh my god. Oh my god. What's that? What's that one verse where she goes, "For her lust, she'll burn in hell. Her soul done medium well." I mean, you just can't make that up. Sorry, guy walking by.
No,
he's on a podcast. Dwayne, before we go, you got any questions for me? I like to have my guest to play host. You want to ask me a dumb question or a fun one?
What's your next attraction to go to?
As far as anything in general,
haunted attraction.
Okay, and I want you to go since you're better now. You can in June or July in Augusta, Fort Western. It's the oldest wooden fort in America that's still standing. It was built by the British in 1755. Three people died there, and a cop got shot there and died later on. But we're doing a sleepover there at night, and it's right on the Kennebec River down by Amhi.
That's cool.
I'll trade you a book for some tickets or something, and I'm helping the guy put it on. So I'll let you and Shelly know you're going to bring your own tent. Just bring a cot or something. Let's crash in an old wooden fort using the Civil War. You down?
That'd be pretty cool.
Give me a strong maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Which I should be doing by July or August. I mean, with my heel doing a rehab right now, the only thing it's healing is the nerves. That's it.
You're walking okay though?
Yeah, there's times I have a slight limp because of all the rehab, but I'm walking better than I was when you first saw me, where I was just the walker, everything else on top of that.
I told Heather, Dwayne's fucking fuck. I couldn't believe you went. You look like you were in pain just walking in the event. But you look like you couldn't miss it because there's a lot of cool shit going on.
I went to track you down.
Dude, you came down. I'm like, he shows up. He's like, "What's up, dude?" I'm like, "Dwayne, this fucking guy." I got to read your book.
That's fucking good.
I should have got it. I know that's bullshit on my end because if I had a book, you'd buy it. So that's bullshit.
No,
so I owe you a book. I want to autograph to Adam.
I try to be a vendor. For the next September show. I never heard back. So I wanted to be a vendor. And I'm like, oh, wait, we did this one. But I never heard back. So I wanted to be a vendor. I wanted to be there. But the organizer never got back to me about this upcoming show.
Jeff with him. I'll have to get a hold of him. I know Ashley, his wife, does a lot of the booking. So I know they're packed because I tried getting the Boo Fighters on. The guy's doing this event in Augusta with me. They're doing it with me. They want me to get people and shit. And they want me to help lead it, so to speak. And if not this year, next year, they're supposed to get some good people next year, even more than this year. They got Chris Fenn this year from Slipknot with the big nose, so that'd be kind of cool.
But we're gonna try to be there. Good. Who knows? I might be able to do Pennywise. We'll see.
One more show. All right, man. We've bothered you in a parking lot this whole time, guys. Check his book. Wait, 3 more minutes then. You got your book, like I said, Heather goes, just came out yesterday. So it must be a digital version. People don't have to buy the hard copy, or they do.
The digital version's already out. The print version just came out. It just showed up at my house yesterday. I tried to have it at the Pine State Expo, but it's a soft cover. It's a soft cover between a hardcover and a paperback. But it's 406 pages long, and it's really about a cat and mouse game with a gentleman or a killer named Simon, and he's playing the cat and mouse game with state police, Detective Lyle, Detective Mitchell, and then they have to bring in an FBI agent named Special Agent Aarons. So they get her. So the three of them takes on Simon, and then they come down find out there's another killer that shows up that knows Detective Mitchell. So there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of twist. Like my first book I did for psychological thrill called Rest Area, that was a more of emotional impact on some people that reached out to me. With Double Dare, I did a lot of research with the Maine State Police. I interviewed a couple of them. I also had dinner with Bruce Coffin, who was a retired police, lieutenant sergeant or something like that, and he's an author himself. Okay. That was at Applebee's before COVID happened, and we were at Applebee's for 3 hours in Wyndham, and he was asking me about horror books, and I was asking about this. So, and this book right now is doing pretty well. So it's
he's right across from McDonald's in Wyndham, right going towards Ranger.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was freaking tall, and we talked about, because you'll never get all the basics. You were never a detective, but then I explained to me what book to do, what guy, and I bought those books. Wyndham Police Department, I interviewed one of the officers.
Wow.
I even interviewed after my accident, the Thompson police officer in my house and interviewed me about the accident. I actually asked him a couple of questions. So, because they found out I was a horror writer and stuff, I was like asking him questions.
Wow.
You know, it's like my newer car here, the Ioniq. I have my new magnet or decals on the sides with the new logos.
Yeah.
And I've already had people coming up scanning the QR code. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? Oh, never mind. How you doing? It's like, what are you taking pictures for? Like, oh, how you doing? You know,
Yeah,
I have to revive myself.
Yeah.
Like, what are you fucking looking at? Like, oh, never mind. Go ahead. And today
That's right. Yeah, I want you to look at my car. That's right.
Yeah. So and today, I was like, fuck, that's right. I have a magnet on the side of my cars. So, and I was to say, someone on the dealership was in their car, pointing their car directly at me and had their fucking lights at me. I'm like, whatever. And when you're that type of situation, when you're running a business as well as working your regular jobs, you have to behave in a certain manner. I mean, I'm going to be myself. Like if you notice on my social media, I don't talk about any of the political bullshit or any other stuff. You know, I mean, I love God because He's been there for me. I love my family, I love my friends,
Amen,
but all the other stuff. But you know, and I might give people updates on my health, but the other stuff is just too much of that.
It's all persuasion. It's all to keep you off your eyes off the prize and quit praising. You're right, brother. Amen. Sorry to cut you off, but I love that.
I focus on things I try to focus on things that makes me happy, makes me positive. And granted, I'll share my health updates or downplays or whatever, but at the same time, I'm grateful to be here.
I know when you're watching wrestling and watching horror movies, and that's cool with me because they go, "Oh shit, I ain't seen that movie in a while. I'm gonna watch that." It's just like with me. I don't care if you guys know what I'm watching. I want to document what I'm watching. And if one guy like Dwayne goes, "Hey, I love that movie. I'm gonna watch it now," then fucking hey, man. Life's too short to talk shit and hate people, right, Dwayne?
I mean, on Tubi TV had they had Alligator from I Grew Up as 1980. And then they had before that Piranha. I'm like,
yes.
I mean, shit. I watched these movies when I was a kid. You know,
and it's all free. So they play a couple minutes of ads. Yeah. Big deal. Take a sip of Scotch and Coke, or have a piece of chicken leg or something. 30 seconds of commercial. You guys. We grew up in the '80s. We didn't have fucking subscriptions. Yeah. Okay. So I love that. I got to see you. I got to see one of your books as a novel, dude. I got to as a film. I got to read one of your books first. But I remember Truck Stop got a lot of reviews. That reminds me of a truck stop on the side of I-95 or something.
Rush area was actually from the old Rush area back in the day. In the 90s, that's no longer there. Probably a lot of people don't remember it, but it was there because on that time I was living in Freeport and I was going up to Oakland to see my ex-girlfriend. So, and I remember stopping in one of those rest areas and walked in and like, why is there no freaking doors on the stalls? I'm like, so I went to use the room and this guy come up, looked at me, and I kept myself I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? And I come to find out, I was like, oh, this is a rest area for, you know, people, for guys who want to meet up. I'm like, well, this is not me. So, and I went out.
Meet up.
Yeah.
Swords.
So he hid in his truck, and I said, what? And I yelled at him, and it was a family coming in. And he was sticking around for that family. It was a kid. And I told the father what happened. The father was like, I go, that's the guy. So this guy was sitting in his truck like a fucking pervert. And his family was there. Son, daughter, the parents were there. And I kind of used some of that in the book Rest Area. And I'm like, just be aware of that guy who was trying to approach me. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. So he was aware.
Fiction, but it's a little bit of the truth in there, a tiny bit, ain't it? A little bit of
I got approached Wyndham Mall. I was doing security back in the 90s, and the stalls were very small. And, you know, I was a security officer, and I was sitting there. All of a sudden, I see this guy with a glasses peeking on the side. The crack open, he goes, you need some help.
Oh.
I'm like, are you shitting me? And I didn't have a gun, but I had a nightstick. And someone came in. I was like I just finished number 2. So I didn't wind up seeing anything. And I'm like, okay. And the minute someone, the minute I got finished, he ran out the door, and I went after him.
Whoa.
And this was disturbing. I tracked him down. Two things I wanted to do. I wanted to beat the shit out of him for being a fucking pervert, invasion privacy, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
And two, God knows what he did. So, I was not allowed to arrest him. I could have called the cops. I looked at his face. I said, if I ever see your face around here again, I said, you're done. Well, 2 weeks later, this was the mistake that I made. I should have had him arrested. He made a move on a 10-year-old boy.
Oh, no way.
And come to find out, he was not only a pedophile, but he was also a pastor at a Catholic church.
Oh, my fucking God. It's always the ones you least expect. It really
I spoke to my boss at that time, and I said I felt guilty. And he goes, it was going to happen. He had a record. They kept arresting him. He kept coming back. He kept arresting him. And I'm like, I wanted to be, but being the shit out of him, yeah, it would have been nice for me, but I'm like, would have prevented. But the boy was fine. The father was there. And they finally, I was like, it bothered me for a long time. And then, it's like, I was trying to do the right thing. I could have been arrested for assault. But
I
frankly,
was
what he did was wrong.
just going to say that. For all you know, you hit him and he pressed the charges on your ass.
And the thing is, I had no proof. I had no proof that he was peeking.
No.
But the fact is, my invasion of privacy was there. But
he hasn't technically broken a law, so you can't really get anything on him yet. So
if he made a move, though, that would have been a different story. He never did make a move. But with that 10-year-old boy, he did make a move on that boy, and the father was there to catch him.
Your instinct knew that something was wrong with this piece of shit.
I saw his eyes. I saw he was wearing glasses. He was wearing a white shirt with tan pants. He was dressed up nice, and I saw the look in his eyes. It was a very sick look. I'm like, I really just,
I gotta read this book. If this is all what it's in there, like.
But that part is in rest area too. So that's real life. That's in rest area. So I put my books. I put my real life experiences in these books, childhoods, teenage years.
Do you name drop Maine like King does? Do you write fake towns in Maine, real towns in Maine and shit? Yeah.
Rest area has a little bit of New Hampshire in it, but not a lot, but just mostly Maine, and But that was. Yeah, it's I write what I know for the most part. If not, I try to do education on it,
I love that you're always doing shit. I always see you teaming up, not teaming up, so to speak, but in this Nomar Slevik, he's been on the show, another author in Maine, cryptid guy. And I love supporting Maine people as much as I can. I know it was last minute. I'm going to get you back on. I know you're going to get going soon. You see the beginning how I had Marlon do the intro? Will you do that for me? Not tonight, but this weekend if you want to say, hey guys, this is author DUANE COFFILL, and you're watching. You can do what you want. You can say, I've written this book. You can name drop all your shit. Make it like a minute-long video and send it to me, and I'll upload it to my YouTube. Is that cool?
Yeah. Marlon, Marlon and I are Facebook friends.
You're on the
friends. Yeah, he's a great guy. So we met him when they had the whole entire IT crew there. And I met all of them. Shelly and I met all of them, and they were awesome.
I tell you, man, I know it sounds like I'm beating Stephen King's shit, but I mean, I know we're from Maine, but I mean, he draws a lot of attention to Maine, and I'm not comparing you to him or not, but I've seen reviews. I looked at some shit on Google on you, and people compare you to, they go, wow, your horror mind, it's pretty, not demented. And I mean, if I say that, it's a good way, but it's definitely, you're like an R-rated. It's not something that you're going to read to your 8-year-old son, but it's an adult book. Am I wrong? I mean, just so people know what they're getting into, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dark Voices is pretty much like a child's takes on the evil ghost in the attic type of book.
Ooh,
that's really from my childhood when it was early 80s before Freeport got cable. And I remember waking up, it was like summer, it was like July, I believe. And then there was an attic in my room, and there was no stairs, but my dad had to get stairs. One night, this TV went snowy, and I woke up, it was all snowy. And all of a sudden I heard something coming down from the attic. And then all of a sudden the TV, the snowy, was slowly being covered. And I screamed and yelled for my parents, and all of a sudden it went this. Then I heard it go back up in the attic. So my dad went up to the attic. Now it was warm downstairs. It was hot. It was warm. We had fans on. Up in the attic, it was cold, freezing cold. My dad went back up the next day. It was warm.
Wow.
I put that in the book, voice. That's the scene that usually gets.
It was in Freeport, you said?
That was Freeport, my house, Wartown Road. I can't tell you the numbers because someone else lives there, but
you can't do it. Yeah, Freeport's the Ella Venus guys. LL Bean, if you guys are watching, aren't from Maine, the desert of Maine, LL Bean, the whole nine, that's all Freeport. Where Maine got its independence at the Jameson Tavern in the 1820s in Freeport. And that's where Dwayne had a ghost experience at, wow.
My house and my attic.
Yeah.
When
You were how old? You were a teenager or younger?
Oh God, I was younger than now. I was think maybe 8 or 9.
Oh shit.
So I think, and it was scary. And I was like, and the thing was, my dad smelled something awkward in the attic. It was like, can't smell good. All we had was clothes. We take our winter clothes, switch them around, and they have mothballs. But yeah, so it's like the well from my own personal home. I mean, early 90s Freeport goes through a drought, and my dad had the bright idea of going into our well. I'm holding a steel ladder for him. It was shaking and stuff. He'll stay right there.
No.
He goes all the way down. I hear him briefly screaming. I'm like, what the hell? And so he's holding on the ladder. I don't know how deep it went. All of a sudden, he's covered with a certain black. It's all over like mud. And I go, what happened? He goes, I don't want to talk about it.
Whoa.
Don't want to talk about it. So, and then years later, it got better, but then years later, they got an artesian well, and he never talked about that experience. And I said, well, what happened? Because I don't want to talk about it. So when he came up with black, I immediately thought of the Amityville Horror, the well at the end.
Yeah.
And so I put some of that into the book, The Wells, as well.
Way.
So I mean, yeah, it's there's nothing better, if your experiences you put in, make it like with my car accident, that's going into a book slowly. I'm getting there. But it's why not? It's real. Why not put it in story? Shirley was laughed at me.
You're putting your own little twist on it. You may be obviously doing some shit, but you're right. You're basing it off. And I think most good writers, I don't want to say good writers, but most writers in general do that. That's why not? And it's not cheating. You still be, what's up, Samaya, Enchantress from Connecticut? What's up, my dear? I know you're tuning in late. This is author DUANE COFFILL. I don't know if I told you about him or not. She's a good chick. She's makes candles and shit. She was at the Warren Convention with you. Remember the first Warren Convention? It was the first one. You were the nun, right? In Connecticut, the Warren.
Yes, I was a nun, and Shirley was.
She was there too, selling her dick and vagina candles, and she sells salts, and she sells different charms. She's an enchantress, a card reader, a psychic intuitive.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she was there too. I think she was right next to her. I could have swore. She was an extra in Graveyard Shift. That's right. I was supposed to have you on in a couple of weeks. I thought, Anita. She lives in Harmony, where the mill is in Harmony, Bartlett Yarns. She was going to be an extra in Graveyard Shift, but she got called into battle. So one of her family members did, but she's got a whole story about it and shit. Because Graveyard Shift night shift was filmed in Harmony. Magic Oils, thank you.
Yeah, I'm reading the notes right now. I can't read shit without my glasses, reading glasses.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
That's okay. All right, cool.
So yeah, she was supposed to come on. I saw her something because it's just always interesting, all that shit, movie stuff. How Stephen King. I try to do that with my tours and shit. I'm trying to turn it about me, but I try to do the whole tour thing. I try to go where Pet Cemetery and in this Pennywise Drain and King's House, the whole nine. Creep Show 2, The Hitchhiker, all that. Thanks for the ride, lady. That was from the Brewer. When Stephen King goes, black guy, huh? That was the Brewer off ramp. I go, so. All right, Dwayne. I appreciate your time. I know it's last minute. One of the most unique ones I've had. You're in your car the whole time. Pretty fucking awesome. I appreciate it. It's getting dark. Go be with your family. Drive safe. I want to give you a message this weekend. Maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Sure, I'll give you one. I got one little treat for you.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to say, from the words of Pennywise, thank you, Adam, for having me. I really appreciate it. It's so nice to make friends. Thank you, Adam.
You go back and watch the episode from 3 years ago when he was in the fucking Pennywise outfit and his mouth is moving. And this guy is DUANE COFFILL. You are more than an author or horror author. You are a comedian. You're a wrestling fan. You're a cosplayer. You're a good fucking soul. You're a father. You're a husband. You're a man, brother.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad that you are here and you have 9 lives. You got about 7 left, so make them count. Or 6, rather. I don't know how to count. 6. Seriously, man, thanks for saving my ass tonight. All right, be good. We'll talk in a couple of months, but we'll talk off camera soon, okay?
Anything for you, brother.
Follow this guy, guys. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.